Hey everybody, just making this video today to give you a look at what I think you should probably buy in the year 2021 and beyond in regard to Pokemon cards, specifically Japanese cards that I think will go up in value, retain value, of course. Just a really good overall investment. These are cards from my personal collection. These are all ungraded, and I have one graded card I'll probably show you as well. But to start off is this Charizard. It is a Charizard from the CD promo set. The little lightning bolt to the right, as you can see, indicates that this is from a CD promo. And this card, obviously you can't read it if you're American like myself, but this is actually the base set Charizard with the graphics instead of being the Mitsuhiro Arita. This is from Ken Sugimori. So I guess this is a variation of the graphic, and it's a great card to have the graphics. I actually like this more than the Mitsuhiro Arita version of the card, but this one's actually relatively cheap still, surprisingly so. I bought this a few years ago and really hasn't went up in value since then, so just thought I would bring that card out to show you. And of course, from that same promo set, this is the Blastoise. And with base set, you'll notice how it's Charizard, then it's Blastoise. And so it doesn't change here. I think that this is probably going to be a little bit less valuable, or quite a bit less valuable than Charizard that I just showed you. But Blastoise is always a pretty good investment as well. And of course, along that line, the Venusaur from the set. Again, it's kind of third place. Seems like I don't know, everyone's preference is Charizard, then Blastoise, and then Venusaur, and so usually the values kind of go in that order for the most part. So I wanted to show you that in the order in this regard. But really, I gotta say, I really like this artwork more than Arita's, a lot more. So I'm, particularly a big fan of this card. I like the English variation, and I also like the other Japanese version of this card that I have as well. I don't think they've gone up that much in value since I've bought it, but I do think in the future, as the pool gets smaller and smaller of cards out there for the English sets, people will go to Japanese cards. This is a Neo promo Charizard, so reverse holo. I think PSA 10, this fetches a pretty high amount currently. I think I really do like this holographic reverse holo. Very pretty card overall. I do like the overall artwork. Ken Sugimori also. This is I think I have another promo in this stack from this little binder. It's a Neo binder. It's like the one-pagers. I might have an image of it that I could show later on down the line, but this is a pretty good card, I think, to have. And it's very cheap still, even after the boom, I guess the Logan Paul boom, you could call it. This needs no introduction. This is also the Neo Genesis, that essentially the base set for Neo. This card is not first edition. The first edition version in English, PSA 10 fetches over $100,000 now. So this is, I think, in the long run, going to be a very good investment for people. I think it's worth getting graded. I had a lot of other cards that I got graded first that were more a priority for me, and so I decided not to grade this one yet. However, it will be graded eventually. But if you have this card in English, first edition, and you have the regular Unlimited edition, I would recommend getting this card as well to complete the whole set. And this is, like I said, going to be a great investment piece, I think, in the future. And I think there's probably less of these because, again, like I said, there's more people in the United States, there's less people in Japan, so I'm assuming they made less cards. And so I don't know how popular Pokemon is in Japan. I think it's still pretty popular there. So these are going to get harder and harder to come by, I would think. So, like I said, this card, really nice. I think this came from the same set that I showed you that Charizard came from. Very nice card. I think this will be more valuable in the future. Again, they're still relatively inexpensive. So Thought I'd show off this card. Pretty cheap card to buy right now, I think. This, I'm not sure how you'd value this compared to the other CD promo, but I believe this came from one of the early Game Boy games, as it says GB on the right-hand side. Same artwork, but it's more to the right side. I kind of like this variation a little bit more because you can kind of see the background. So I do like this card more. I don't know if it's more valuable or not, but I do think in the future this will continue to gain value. So this is a non-holo, I call it the Lily Pad Mew. I think everybody else does too. But this one is a little bit different because it's not rare, and I'm not really sure its origin. I think there's actually multiple different versions of this card, and I think some of those versions are getting pretty expensive, but it's still probably, you could probably find them on eBay or somewhere else. If someone doesn't know what they have, you might be able to get a good deal from them. So relatively, I would say it's probably still inexpensive. As you know, it was reprinted in the United States, so people have gotten a good look at this card recently in the XY Evolution set. It was also a promo a number, over 20 years ago as well, and I think that one was a pretty underrated card overall. Like I said, Lily Pad Mew. It's one of my personal favorites, and I don't think it's worth that much yet, but it will be relatively soon, I think. And this is, you may recognize if you have the Japanese version of this. This is the reprinted one. I don't have the original. And the original is actually already up there in price, and I elected not to buy it. This is the reprint, and this is what it should look like for the original. I would say you probably want to get your hands on the original. It's just going to keep going up in value. I was satisfied with the reprint, and this one will probably go up in value too, but I just wanted to give you a visual of this card. As it says 2019, I think. 2019 Pokemon Nintendo Creatures Game Freak. So I would say that this card is a good one to pick up. This one is very unique. I think it's called Trade Me, Please! Exclamation mark. Looks just basic on the front, but if you turn it around, it's holographic. I don't know if any others. I saw this card on Reddit, and I had to, and with the website I go with to buy cards actually had this on there, so I picked it up. It cost about $20 recently, but I gotta think that this type of card is just gonna keep going up in value. Very unique to have the back of it holographic like this. So, like I said, I believe it's called Trade Me, Please. So, you should pick it up. This is another Pichu. I don't know if this one, like I said, I think it'll go up in value because it's, in the Pikachu family. So very worthwhile card to have, I think, overall. Great artwork. And it's Neo Genesis, and like I said, I think it's probably in high demand because of the Pokemon boom. And I don't think the Japanese cards' values have just gone quite up yet, like you think they would. So I would try to pick this one up if you can. This is, of course, Dark Raichu. This one is from Neo Discovery, it looks like. But obviously, in the United States, it came out as a secret rare in the Rocket set, because the Rocket set in the United States actually came out a bit after this set did. So I guess they were able to, Wizards of the Coast decided, well, since this is a dark holo card, I could go ahead and just put it in there. And so, obviously you can get a first edition one, but I think this one's pretty unique. It has the white star here. So this may have been the secret rare from the Neo set. So it's a great card. If you have the English one, I think this one would go along great with it. And I think it's just only going to go up in value because the English one is going up in value. Last but not least, this is a Game Boy Dragonite card. Wonderful graphic there. Again, this is also Ken Sugimura. He drew a lot of the early art cards. And like I said, this is a good card. It came from a Game Boy game. These are all worth having graded. So if you have any of these cards right now, I would get them graded. I plan to get these graded at some point. Haven't gotten there yet, but I will do that. Actually, when I get my other submissions back, I'll definitely post a video also so you can see those and what you're looking at from an investor perspective. Some of these are a little too expensive, I would think, at this point. But if you have the money, I mean, anything going up in price, a Charizard that you can get your hands on, definitely a good investment going forward if you have the extra spare cash. But these are relatively cheap, and you can make these happen. So I would definitely check these out if you have the opportunity. I'm out.